Counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes.
Is there anybody out there that wants to roll? And is there anybody out there that wants to boogie? Tonight, live from the Apollo, Glasgow.
Well, if you're looking for trouble, I'm the man to see. If you're looking for satisfaction, it's satisfaction guaranteed. I'm as cool as a body on ice. I'll turn down the rolling dice. Send you to heaven, or take you to hell.
Welcome to Glasgow Apollo Live with Scott and Andy.
Good evening. What are you smiling at?
I was just smiling at that guy singing.
That guy singing, some baldy twat from Sydney. Anyway, good evening and welcome to Glasgow Apollo Live with me, Scott MacArthur, in the darkest Cotswolds.
And me in damp Sydney.
Oh, you got it out there. I was thinking you were going to forget where you were there for a minute, mate. So if you're joining us for the first time, and we're actually beaming into LinkedIn and to Vimeo for the first time tonight. So we're doing our usual Facebook, YouTubes, Twitter, Twitch. We're now doing Vimeo, LinkedIn, and all over the place. So we're going to about 10 different places tonight, which is terrific. So welcome if you've not seen us before. If you haven't been on the show before, please put your name and where you're tuning in from in the comments, guys, because we like to say hello. It'd be good to have a chat. Well, it's been quite a week, hasn't it? I'm going to have to. He's
still liking that song. He's still going into that song.
It's going to be one of those nights, folks. Look, this happened this week. Absolutely brilliant. That was brilliant.
God, I had to take off 10 people.
Did you? We got another 15 joined today, though, mate.
I'm joking.
It was brilliant. It was really weird because Andy and I were chatting late last night, I think, or the night before, and it was we were saying to each other, you might get to 11,000 by tonight, and it just happened that night. Just brrr. We seem to have gained an awful lot of new members from the States, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know. I never. You must get the States. You must get
Have you had a coffee yet?
You must get the American ones because you're awake.
I get the British ones. You get the British ones. There was about 15 in a row. We got a whole bunch of guys from the States. So welcome to the show if you're joining us.
Good evening, y'all.
Right, let's have a look. Right, some name checks. Bon's here. Hello, Bon. How you doing? You'll enjoy tonight. It's all about you tonight, mate. Tommy. We've got Doug. Hello, Doug, over in the States. How you doing, Doug? Good to see you again, mate. And we've got Trouble here, Anthony. Hello, Scott. And good music lovers. Well, most of us are. There's some dodgy ones.
We've got Ross Livingston.
Right, okay.
31 years old from Ayr.
Excellent. There you go.
Good sense of humour.
Welcome.
Sorry, Ross.
We've not disappeared. You need to, if you can't hear us, Boots, reboot because we're here. Chris is here. Good evening. Cheryl's here. Hello, Cheryl. How you doing? Ricky, good evening. Another regular. Paul Stain, we've disappeared on Facebook. Could you check that, Andy? It doesn't look like we have. Hang on, let's just double check. Facebook's been doing some of its silly buggers again in the last couple of days.
No, I'm still making a noise.
Oh yeah, right.
No, I'm
okay.
fine.
That's all right. Okay.
He's talking nonsense.
Boots,
Unlike him.
welcome to the show from YouTube. It works just as well on the YouTubes. So
Yeah.
So welcome to the show, everybody. Thanks very much for joining us. Now, got a special show this week. Got a guest, and we, as you know, we've been reaching out to bands and to folk that are in the industry to come on the show just to give us a little bit of a different flavour to the show. And tonight, we're going to be talking to John Crawford of BONFEST fame. Now, those of you who join us on the Zoom call after the show know that I go on about it all the time. So I'm absolutely delighted that John's going to join us. I'll have him on in a minute. But so, mate, what have you been up to this week, music-wise? What have you been listening to?
Oh, nothing new. Oh, have you disappeared?
Wow.
Are you still there? Oh, you're still there.
Oh yeah.
Yes, nothing new.
No.
I was listening to this band called ACDC, I think.
Yeah.
Listened to them a couple of times, and
I was very impressed with the technical wizardry that you produced this week, because if folks look at the top of the Facebook group, it's right at the top, the usual thing I put every week. You'll see now there's a www.glasgowapollo.com/Zoom. So you don't need to worry about all the complicated Zoom links anymore. We can just go straight from that every week, and it's a permalink, so you only need it once. And I tested it, Andy, and it actually works.
Mate, what do you expect with it? Thank you very much for the confidence you have in me. The technical ability.
Here's another bit of feedback from Boots. What you said, it's only available to a small group. What's going on? Because it looks all right at this end, Boots.
It's all right.
If anyone's having trouble,
yeah, just go to Facebook. Just go to YouTube or Twitch or anywhere else.
Yeah, it works really well. Hang on, I'll just give them the link to YouTube, because it's easier to do it that way than it is to. And it's not opening. Bugger it. Hang on. That's not good.
Right. I listened to Steve Harley as well, and Leonard Skinner, and Stiff Little Fingers.
Good lordy.
And the Horselips.
I don't really know the Horselips music.
Well,
good, bad. What's it like? Characterize it for me.
It's Irish rocky music.
All right, okay, right. I'll get you now. Hang on, I'm just looking up the YouTube link for people.
It's not hard rock and sort of
the Waterboys type thing.
No, not that.
No.
It was all right.
Right.
I'm not going to revisit them again.
Right, now I'm going to put this. If everyone who I'm speaking to people who are not on the show, which is ridiculous.
If you're not there, knock twice.
There we go. Like I've
if
put that here. Right. So that's Dunk. That's YouTube at the front of the. And if anybody gets kicked out, if we are having a problem, let's just make sure.
Folk rock. That's right, Ricky. Folk rock.
Got that. Yeah. Folk rock. Yeah. Right. So I think that's the admin done. I think we can get our friend John on the show now, because I'm sorry if folk are having trouble. That's a real pain in the arse. I hate that when that happens, but there's not much we can do about it. So without further ado, everybody, I'd like you to welcome John Crawford to the show. So John, how are you doing?
How's it going, Scott? How's it going, Andy? I'm well, thanks. And you guys?
We're doing all right. Well, it's a bit nerve-wracking when the technology never lets you down, and then suddenly when you got a guest on, we have trouble. So it's I don't know.
That's because you're drinking. That's because you're drinking the tea or the coffee instead of the.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. So, John, can you tell the punters what it is that you do with this BONFEST thing? Because it's, I go on about it a lot, but it's better coming for the horse's mouth. So, tell us about your interest in BONFEST, etc.
Hopefully, we make everybody have a good time. No, but what, do you want me to just talk about BONFEST a bit, or?
Right.
Yeah. How did you get into BONFEST?
Yeah. How did you start?
Right. So I've been involved with the charity DD8 Music, who is basically the overarching charity that runs BONFEST. Now, how BONFEST was set up 16 years ago was through a group of sort of local musicians in Kirriemuir, and they wanted to try and do something with the kids in the local area and try and get them off the streets and all that sort of stuff through the powers of music. Funding was quite tight, so they decided to set up a sort of tribute festival to Bon Scott. Now, if I remember correctly, the first one was in the Guide Hall of a Saturday afternoon with some local bands, and my younger brother actually played at the very first one in his band at the time, which I can't remember the name of it anyway. But it was basically, your grannies, your aunties, your uncles, and your parents supporting the youngsters there. And it kind of just sort of grew from there, really. Like I say, I came on board a few years after that. I got asked to come on board from the committee at the time because of my connections with AC/DC fan clubs and all the rest of it. Basically got stuck in about it. Reached out to some of my German contacts and things, and there was a busload of them come over from the Guard of the Memory fan club from Berlin and the Dynamite fan club from Ludenscheid in Germany. So they come over in 2011 on a coach. So they bussed it all over to BONFEST, sold out that. That was the first sort of our Saturday night, I think we still were in the town hall. The following year after that, we decided to go for two nights in the town hall of like 400 people. Then in 2015, basically, we turned away more people at the town hall than there was in the town hall. So we decided something needed to change. We had been discussing the possibility of a statue for a couple of years up to that, and decided to let's just go for it. So I'm just looking at some of the messages coming in. All right, Les, all right, how's it going, my man? So we decided we were going to move away from the town hall and move down to a show field, have a 3-day festival, and unveil this marvellous statue that John McKenna from Down in Ayr produced for us, all paid for by donations through the global AC/DC fan base. That's the very one. Christ, I've aged a bit since then. It must be all the stress I put in the festival on it. So that's it. And that was great. And like I say, we've grown it ever since. So we've came away from basically possibly 50 people in a Guide Hall on a Saturday afternoon up to a 3-day festival that takes over the weekend 5,000 or 6,000 people into Kirriemuir, with the main arena of 1,800 people per night down in the stage. It's great. It's cool.
I mean, I think that as a somebody who goes to it, I mean, I went every year since 2016, and the thing that got me about it, John, and I think it's why the Apollo guys, we need to talk about Bon in a minute because there's a real Apollo link there, but the thing that I really love about BONFEST is that the whole of Kirrie turns into AC/DC world. I mean, every restaurant, every shop, every pub, there's banners across the streets, like it's like some sort of gala type environment. It's just amazing. It's just unbelievable. My brother and I, the first time we went, we just honestly, we went and saw a band on the first night, and we were a bit pissed, so we didn't really manage much in the first night. The second day, we went into Kirrie, and we were there for about 20 hours. I mean, we didn't go home. We just stayed. It was amazing. So all power to you.
Like I say, it's a special festival. I mean, I've been to like loads of festivals, loads of concerts, loads of gigs, but I've never. The only thing that kind of maybe comes close to it's the Rory Gallagher Festival over in Ballyshannon. To be honest, that's the only thing that comes close. I mean, it's not like your downloads where like you maybe bump into someone watching a band and you'll never ever see them again. Like BONFEST, like has brought so much people together, so much friendships. I mean, it's a global international festival now. There's people from 27 different nations return regularly from all over the world, as far away as like our Australian friends from South America, North America, and all over Europe, who make Kirriemuir almost like an annual pilgrimage now, and it's all for the love of Bon Scott. But the good thing about it, and we're trying to get that message out there now. I'll go back to DD8 music again here, because this is the important bit. I mean, let's say BONFEST was put on to raise money for these kids at the time. Now, DD8 music is a not-for-profit charity, so obviously BONFEST does generate revenue, which gets ploughed right back into that studio and all the youth work and projects that that DD8 music actually runs throughout the year. So it's, you know, I do it completely voluntarily, and so does the rest of the committee and all the volunteers. I mean, none of us take a penny from it, and it all goes back, and like I say, to the local community and the children of and the young people, of the town and the surrounding area. So that's what we're all about. But for the love of Bon as well, you know, being from Kirriemuir before he emigrated to Australia. So that's it.
And in terms of your ambitions, I mean, I know you've been working on trying to get hold of some cash to develop things. How are you progressing with that? Are you making any progress on that?
Studio-wise, studio-wise. So we've got two sort of projects on just now. So in the middle of Kirriemuir just now, we've actually we've managed to buy a property with funding from Angus Council through a scheme from the Scottish Government to purchase a building in Bank Street in Kirriemuir, which we're actually going to turn into a rock and roll kind of museum. So we're going to have a permanent Bon Scott AC/DC display in there, which we'll rotate every 6 months. But because Kirriemuir is like rich in music, from traditional rock through like your Bon Scott down to traditional sort of Scottish bothy ballads. So we've got some famous traditional Scots singers and musicians from Kirriemuir, you know, the Camerons and that ilk. So we're actually within this museum as well. We are going to have a dedicated space for traditional Scottish music as well, and it's right across the road from, I don't know, Scott, the last time you were up where the festival office was.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
So right across the road from that. So that's, unfortunately, it's not going to be open for as a museum for BONFEST 22, but we are going to use that building hopefully for the festival office and merch shop. So
fantastic. Well, I mean, all power to you. And before we finish, I'd like you to just let everybody know where they can get in touch with you. But before we do that, though, what the other reason, although we love BONFEST, the other reason is there's a direct link between obviously Bon Scott and the Glasgow Apollo, and it's one of the most famous, seemingly contentious live albums of all time. If You Want Blood by AC/DC. Now, what I didn't expect, and I don't know if Andy, if you saw any of this, but I put this on the on our Facebook group, and I say we're just going over 11,000 on there now, and they're a very smart bunch of guys, John. You know, they really are, and they know their music. And I tell you what, I didn't realise there was so many contentious issues about the album. You know, was it live? Was it recorded at the Apollo? Even have you any inside information about it? Because it's one of my favourite albums, and I never knew there was any debate about it. I don't know if you'd heard that, Andy.
Yep, I had. I've watched a few videos of people taking the whole lot of Rosie apart and slowing it down and speeding it up and playing along with the record and playing the live version with the record. You know,
right, okay,
it's all the same. It's, you know, I've seen all that.
It's weird, isn't it? You had any of that stuff, John?
Yeah. I was under the impression that the majority, well, the whole gig was recorded, as we know. Right. But I'm under the impression there's maybe only about 75% of the songs on the album that are actually from that gig. You know, I mean, it was if I remember correctly, was it April '78, wasn't it? The gig, but the actual album was released in October 1st, I think, in the UK of that year.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, who knows? I mean, AC/DC's secret in just about everything they do, so it'd be impossible to find out, and maybe just a conspiracy theory.
Yeah. Well, what I was thinking, I was saying to Scott, like, I remember hearing a bootleg of that concert.
Yes.
But it was, and I can't find it anymore. I don't know where it's gone. And there's none available anywhere. I don't know if anyone's got a bootleg of it, or sorry, rescued recording of it. I'll
be able to sort you out with some of that.
Yeah. I'd like to hear that version.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the record version, just to see how it is.
See
yeah. I mean, the other interesting thing about that album as well is, from a collector's point of view, it's one of the sort of, what you would say, the 5 most sought after recordings in it. But it's the Dutch version, the Dutch spatter.
Yeah.
Like this. Yeah, so the Dutch spatter of If You Want Blood, just now would probably set you back at least £2,000.
Right.
But yeah, it's up there. It's up there with the 5 top AC/DC AC/DC albums of the Bon era, like, you know.
Right. Why is it so expensive?
Because there was only a couple of hundred of them made.
All right. Okay. I thought maybe it had extra tracks or something. Yeah.
No, and it's done in a marble. It's done in a marble vinyl. You know, the record's actually like marbleized. If you Google it, you'll be able to find a picture of it. So that and the New Zealand Power Age, which is there, and the South African Let There Be Rock as well, along with the so that's the one with the purple cover. Have you seen that?
I think I have actually. Yeah, I have seen
that. We've got a chat person here, Ross Livingston, asking, do you know BONFEST is happening in person this year, or is it all online?
Oh no, it's a fully fledged festival this year, Ross. Just check out on www.bonfest.com, mate.
I've got a ticket.
Yeah, you'll have to be quick. You'll have to be quick if you want a ticket for the Saturday. And even here, and it's strange. The Sunday nights are flying out this year as well. But
okay.
Yeah, but it's a great lineup with Bad Actress, Massive Wagons, and On UK on the Sunday night. So great.
Oh, sorry, John. I missed. How many people do you have per day?
Festival goers. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So the main arena is 1,800 people. But within Kirrie itself, as Scott will testify, there's, I don't know, 3,000-4,000 every day anyway, because a lot of people make that pilgrimage to Kirrie just to be here for the atmosphere.
Yeah. Okay. It's really difficult.
Do you have any plans to get bigger? No? Is that you? That's a good size for you, huh?
Well, I mean, because of the area we're at and the field that we're in, we could go as big as most decent sized festivals, you know. But the problem is the infrastructure in Kirriemuir can't handle the people, and that's the problem. We want people to come to Kirriemuir and enjoy the experience without. And at the moment, the pubs are at capacity, and that's the problem. So we don't want people to come to Kirrie and not being able to get a pint, or not being able to get into the pub during the day to listen to the free live music and all that. So I think Kirriemuir itself is saturated, and
that's good.
Us as a committee, we are happy to stay where we are.
Brilliant. Well, that's good. That's good.
I think a lot of times these things they overtrade. I think they go too big and they spoil it. You know, I think the way it is absolutely brilliant. I mean, I just love it. I have to say, I love the music, but I particularly like the vibe in Kirriemuir. It's that you know.
Yeah, that's it, Scott. I mean, we're of a size that people like to say, and it's back to the friendship in this AC/DC family, this AC/DC global family, you know. I mean, people come here, make friends. I know there's a few of them listening tonight. Jerry, if you're on, Heather, if you're on, Dee, if you're on, Glenn from over in Australia, he's listening just now as well. You know, so they all have like sort of weekly Zoom calls and everything now, and it was all because these people met at BONFEST. You know, if it wasn't for BONFEST, these people would never know each other. There would be no reason to come to Kirriemuir otherwise, really. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was thinking the other day. Do you have any connection with Fremantle? Anyone in Fremantle doing a festival there?
Well, no. Well, funnily you should say that. So I need to watch what I'm saying a little bit, but basically,
Jonathan then.
No. But what's happened is, so the Scott Family Trust, historically, kind of, so the Bonds kind of stuff belonged to Bond's brothers and his sister, right? So Derek, Graham, and Valerie. Now, Derek's son Daniel has basically taken over the trust. So the Bon Scott official website now is run by Daniel, and some more advisors and stuff. So I've been working in conjunction with them for several months now, back and forth, with a kind of mutual respect of like how Daniel's wanting to basically not let his uncle's sort of memory die, and obviously keep the Australian side of it going. But on the other hand, it's been very, very good for me and my team, for them to actually give us the nod of appreciation from what we've been doing over in Kirriemuir, which we've never had before, actually. Now, the Bond's brother Graham did come over to Kirriemuir more than a couple of years ago. Time flies with COVID, and I spent a week basically drinking whiskey with him and going through old photos and just discussing Bon and all the rest of it. But because they're very private as well, none of them have actually ever come out and said, yeah, we appreciate what you're doing and all that sort of good stuff, until recently, just with Daniel. And like basically on the behalf of the whole family, he said that it's great that we're keeping Bon's like basically memory alive, and they're very, very happy that we're not milking like Bon's memory to line our own pockets. It is going back to young people through music, and that's exactly what they want to keep doing. So, and that's what we will keep doing, you know.
Yeah, fantastic,
brilliant,
fantastic. And I don't know if you saw that picture, John. This is one of the ones that I said to you, we've got quite a few pictures from the Apollo. This one's not been seen by anybody for 30 years.
Yeah, it's a cracking picture, that.
Good picture, isn't it? So that's 78 Glasgow Apollo. We've got about 20 odd of them, and I'll talk to you about that offline about them, mate, because they're great, and we're very happy to share them with you, and you can use them, because the story behind that is they were taken by a friend of mine called Stuart Campbell, who was a photography student, and he unfortunately he passed away very young in 2013. So I've got the photographs, but they've got a watermark on a lot of them, but some of them don't. But you're more than welcome to use them, because absolutely. I think the AC/DC shows at the Apollo with Bon and with Brian are some of the most popular gigs ever at the venue. So
absolutely,
legendary. And you had a poster, didn't you? Did you show the guys your poster of the Apollo gig that you've got, your little flyer thing?
Oh yeah, so I've got, let's see, so there's my £3. I don't know. There's my £3.75 ticket there, and there's the Apollo in the Capitol Theatre in Aberdeen original flyer.
Is that the original flyer? Is it?
Yeah, that was given out at the actual gig, and I got this from a really good friend of mine from Glasgow that I probably more or less lived at the Apollo, to be honest. And I hope he's Brian, if you're listening tonight, hi mate.
Because I mean, unfortunately, we both missed Bon because just not quite old enough to have seen him.
Yeah, I'm the same.
We saw them
just keep them there.
Very good.
I've got there's his parrot.
Oh yeah,
love it. And I mean, the first time I saw AC/DC was the For Those About to Rock tour at the Apollo in Glasgow, and it feels almost bizarre now to have seen them in such small venues compared to what they do nowadays, you know. And and I saw them at the Playhouse in Edinburgh as well, and it just doesn't compute now when you see what they've done career-wise. It's just such a shame Bon wasn't there to be part of it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I like reading a lot of their books. Mark Evans's book is really good as well, from when they first started out, and like they were playing like lunchtime, afternoon, tea time, then in the evening, you know, schools, colleges, blooming shopping centres, everywhere, all the time, every day, as much as they could, you know, and it's where they got their following, and that gave them their solid foundation of their fan base, you know.
Yes, is Mark still with Rose Tattoo? Is he?
He is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Aye, yeah. I saw them in Manchester just the year I think it was 2019, John, and it was bloody brilliant. There's some band Rose Tattoo. I love them to bits.
Yeah, Mark's. Yeah, I was going to say as well. Mark's some guy as well. He's a really good guy. So.
It sounds weird, but I saw Rose Tattoo in a bowling club, but the bowling clubs here are a bit different. They were really good. They were a really good live band. They would be. Yeah. Have you had them at BONFEST? Yeah.
No, it's not for lack of trying either.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, they're a really good band. Yeah.
Mark Evans was there, wasn't he? I think I saw Mark was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, Mark's been in Kirriemuir three times now. Yeah.
Because I said hello to him at the bar. He was in a bar? He was on the trailer, wasn't he? They went through the town. I think he was on the trailer. I remember seeing him with the bagpiper.
Yeah, he did that with Bon, the AC/DC show from Berlin. Then he was here. He helped Mary Renshaw unveil the statue in 2016.
Yes. I remember that well as well. That was quite. My brother and I were both crying. It was quite emotional. That there was a lot of big hairy guys in tears.
I was crying as well because the PA broke down and nobody could hear what the hell I was saying on the microphone.
Oh dear. So, what's your favourite song by AC/DC?
Live Wire.
Say again?
Live Wire.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant song. I've got the version of that, the live single from the French tour. Absolutely brilliant. It's a great song. What about you, Andy? What's your favourite one?
Oh, Live Wire.
You like it so?
No, it's either Live Wire, A Whole Lot of Rosie, or Let There Be Rock.
Yeah.
Or The Rocker, or any other one.
Yeah.
Anything off the live album, If You Want Blood, I really love.
Yeah.
I quite like the blues.
Back and Back as well. So. Yeah.
I like Rhapsody in Blue, and the sort of the more, I guess, blues based stuff they did early on.
Yeah.
I really like
that.
Yeah, Down Payment Blues and that as well. Yeah, great songs.
Fantastic. Yeah. Tommy's saying Riff Raff, What's Next to the Moon? Brilliant.
What's next to the moon? Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. So, John, look, mate, it's been brilliant having you on here, and I hope some of the guys from our group get involved in BONFEST as well. But if they want to know anything more about it, what's the best place for them to find things out, John?
Well, there's the official website, like you say, it's www.bonfest.com, or if you just go onto Facebook, it's BONFEST Kirriemuir. Everything's on there.
Fantastic.
But,
yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thanks very much for being on the show, John. You're more than welcome to stay with us. We're going to go into the Apollo show now and talk about what we talk about every week, but you'd be more than welcome to join us. You can stay on camera, or you can go back in the green room and watch and join us later for some questions or whatever. It's up to you, mate. But on behalf of everybody here, and we're 11,000 strong now, thank you ever so much, John. It's been a pleasure.
It's been great, guys. Just a bit too quick. I could sit here for hours. I think we need to do just a special one-off show. Just talking shit about Bon Scott and AC/DC.
The thing that gets us is that we can't play AC/DC on the show because they're one of the band's management that just shut you down.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, so we're going to play some music from the Apollo in a minute or two, but it's really annoying that because we'd love to. I mean, one week we played a video. You know, there's a video from about 36 minutes of that gig, and they shut us down. They actually shut down Facebook. They kicked us all out. So it's a real shame that. I think it's very.
Just quickly, we found that as well when we did the 2020 BONFEST live as well. We asked a lot of our fans to. I'm just laughing because I know that Jared and Heather are actually listening to the show just now, but they can't for some reason log in and comment. But we asked people just to put in a video clip and just say where they were from and all that good stuff. I don't know if you've seen that, but most of them unfortunately put AC/DC in the background in their music, and we were the same. We were Facebook, everything shut us down, but we managed to keep going on Twitch, which was great.
Right, that's funny.
Hey, we should go to Twitch, mate. Go to Twitch.
Twitch. We're actually on Twitch just now.
Well, I think we should be on Twitch all the time.
I think we need to focus on Twitch. I think that's what we're going to have to do. I got a letter last week, John, from Twitch saying that they have negotiated with most of the major record companies to allow music on Twitch. Yeah, without any hassle.
All right.
Which is would be really exciting. And we're on there already, but we kind of play it just on Twitch because our audience is mainly on Facebook. So
yeah, I'm not. It's not for me. I wouldn't think it would be much of a imposition just to go to Twitch.
Yes, and I think weirdly they've actually Facebook have attacked us already, haven't they? Tonight we've not done anything tonight, but they've shut us down. I think.
Well, content's not available for me.
That's just bizarre. That's a pain in the neck.
Yeah, they're tight. Yeah, move to Twitch. So,
but it's kind of. Hang on, I'm just going to check. Oh no, you're still there. I've still got them, Andy. But it's very odd.
Yeah.
But and the other one, of course, Vimeo are better as well because Vimeo aren't so tight on the music either. So Vimeo tonight for the first time. So yeah, I think Facebook's time might be limited for creatives in the music space because it's just rubbish. It's just rubbish.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play a bit of music. Now this is a band that a lot of people in the group like. They never really. 2 weeks ago, we had Danny Hines on from the band Weapon, if you remember them, John.
There's a band that. Sorry, mate.
Andy, come on, man, turn it off.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Terrible.
You just like to hear yourself talk, mate. That's all. It was you.
This is what it's usually like, John. It deteriorates into a mess, and we all end up getting drunk, and it gets completely shit.
That's what it's all about. You start off professional, end up in the gutter. Perfect.
Exactly. You know, I think the record we've got for the show one night, we do this, then we do a Zoom thing, and I think the record was 6 o'clock in the morning. Unbelievable. I mean, it really is unbelievable. And there's our own Bon Scott just summing it up for us. Zuckerberg is a prick. Okay.
Absolutely.
So let's have a wee bit of music and gather our thoughts and stuff. But this is a band, as I said, that never really. Danny Hines was talking about them a couple of weeks ago. Danny Hines from Weapon fame, and Danny said, "Look, Diamond Head are one of these bands that should have been much bigger than they were." And by coincidence, the wonderful people over at Rescued Recordings, Jack, how you doing? Thanks very much for your work this week. I noticed that.
What the Jesus, mate? What's going on?
I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. We're getting interfered with, mate. And Jack posted a gig from the Penthouse. Now, I've asked Jack if that is the one above the Apollo, because do you remember it being called the Penthouse, Andy? I don't.
Yeah, no.
Satellite City, clouds. Come on, Professor, let us know what you think. But anyway, this is from the Penthouse, and it's Diamond Head. Now, I only remember Diamond Head for "Am I Evil," which is a brilliant song. You know, Metallica recorded it a few years back and did a really good job of it. But this is them from the Penthouse, and you can tell it's a smaller venue, and it's very old. I think it's been the Clyde Mobile unit. So hope you enjoy this, folks. This is a hope from upstairs at the Glasgow Apollo.
just walk my way. I come along, I'm feeling just fine, and make it be like yesterday. Say you want my soul, you wanna rock and roll. Hey baby, do you like the show? I can see us all coming through. Come along, you're feeling just fine, and make it be like yesterday. You want my soul, I wanna rock and roll. Hey baby, do you like the show? Come on, Glasgow, rock and roll.
That was all right. What do you think of that?
That was good. Excellent stuff.
It was good, wasn't it? I had no idea that they were like that. I mean, it's quite funny. One of our regulars, Paul Stanley, also known as Boots, says, "Thank fuck for the Ramones." Now, come on, Boots.
He's of a different ilk.
Yeah. But they're really. If you get a chance, guys, go over to Rescued Recordings. It's only up there for a week, and download it because I think there's 10 songs on it, and it's a really quite interesting. Apparently, that was one of the last gigs the original band did together as well. So I thought it was pretty damn good, mate. Really did. Really good. So right now, the other thing, and it'd be interesting to see what John thinks of this. The other thing we do every week, John, is we go through the sort of the history of the Apollo, and we have some of the, we talk about the bands that played this week in history. Now we're on our 55th show, and what we thought we would do is stop doing it, but the complaints have come in, and people want this back. So without any further ado, I'm going to bow to the pressure that's been exerted on me, Boots, etc. So here we go.
I was going to say the complaint has flooded in.
A complaint has flooded in. This is like Off the Ball, isn't it? You know that football show.
No, mate,
right, there you go. Right, guys, this is who played this week. Come on, Mr. Muir. John,
I think people just want to hear me stumble across people that I can't. That I can't even read.
I just think it's amazing the names there. Like I always say it with my partner, and she agrees that I think we were born just that little bit too late. I mean, look at the names. Look at the names lined up there. It's
unbelievable.
Skinner, what we've got: Judas Priest.
He's doing it now. Okay, John's doing it. Brilliant. He can do it.
Yeah, Girls' School. Hot Queens. You know what I mean? Like it's just they're all legendary rock bands there, and it's just it's crazy. I mean, what's happened to music? That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't think the music has got. Well, there's a lot of music that's not that I hate, that I don't like. But what nowadays?
Yeah, nowadays. But you'll find good music. I mean, all that new wave of classic rock music, like the bands you're going to be having on your.
They're good. Massive.
But that's what I'm saying. If you look at that Apollo lineup, they're all classic sort of rock bands. I mean, obviously we're all rock fans here, but I mean they're like they are far and few between just now. I mean, if you look at the charts, it's all shit.
I read a stat about music. It was like classic rock music or something. It was like rock music, and it said that something like the average age of people who headlined Donington in '84 was 23. Jeez. And the average age, so it was like it's just like the bands have stayed the same. The big bands have stayed the same. But they've just got older. But there's not really been people filling that gap underneath. But I don't
know if that's true.
It's a different audience, and
I mean, I remember, John, you'll remember the first time Massive Wagons played at BONFEST. I'd never heard of them.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I walked in with my brother, quite well lubricated, and they came on, and they were absolutely fucking brilliant. I mean, the place was jumping with them, and I'd never heard of them.
Yeah, so we've rebooked them for the Sunday of this year as well. So
brilliant. That'll be fantastic.
But that's what we're trying to do, Scott, though, as well. We're always trying to give like a sort of kind of up and coming band. So like Mason Hill, the Massive Wagons, the Screaming Eagles, we've all given them a platform to play, and they've all been brilliant,
Yes.
Yeah, I watched the Screaming Eagles set from BONFEST. Brilliant. They were really good. Yeah. Really good band. And then I listened to their albums, so they're I like them. They're good. I had a suggestion for you for a nosy band to go and play.
Yes.
We've we've got Thunderstruck, the AC/DC tribute band coming over from Sydney.
It's right. Oh, that's good. But it's a Melbourne band. I really like them. They're called Electric Mary. You should
they're
look into
brilliant.
them.
They're a great band.
Yeah,
proper good band.
Yeah. You'd I think you'd like them anyway. But
I'll check them out, Andy.
Yeah, really good.
They're quite successful in Australia, aren't they?
They're not bad. Yeah, they're not bad. But they're, struck down by the COVID catastrophe is knocking them back all the time. Yeah. But I really like them. I've seen them about 5 times, 6 times. Are we going to do this rundown?
I think you should do it, mate. Yeah, come on. There seems to be demand. Okay. Doesn't matter what I think.
The demand. There's
Electric Mary there.
As per usual, the Choral and Orchestral Union of Glasgow kicking arse again, 76 years ago, playing some good classical pieces of music. Hawkwind headline Friday, the 9th of February 1973, 49 years ago. 49 years ago, people.
Unbelievable.
Wizard with Roy Wood headlined Thursday, February the 7th, 1974. I wonder if he played his Christmas song after that. He just gave it a wee. he just gave it a wee go. I don't know if he'd written it then. Oh, he would have written it by then. Ralph McTell and Prelude played Friday the 8th. See, it's rubbish, this. 1974. It's not rubbish. It's a bit of pressure for me. American Blues Legend. That was a tour organised as a... It was an album released called American Blues Legends. Legends. And that was probably the sampler, the tour for the sampler, to get people to buy records from that label. It was probably Atlantic or something. I don't know. Glitter Band with Fog. Sunday, February the 9th, 1975. That would have been a good gig. Is Gary Glitter? Would he have been headline? Would he have been doing it? I don't know.
Was that Cheryl's here? I think that was her first gig. Cheryl, was that your first gig? I think it was.
Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel played Monday, February the 10th, 1975. I listened to some of them this week. Quite good. Yeah, I was listening to some stuff and I went, that's a song that Paul Young covered. Common People. Living in a Level of Common People. That's shit, mate. I know you don't like him, but I like him. He's a good song.
It's so bad live. It's just the boy can't sing,
Well, he's fine for me. 10cc played 2 nights, Thursday the 5th. Well, they're meant to play 2 nights. Thursday, February the 6th and February the 7th. 6th. Can I read? No.
Come on,
5 and 6.
Get it.
Of 1976. So I think they were struck down with the flu. They weren't very well. So they came back in March or April. Steve Harley and Cock Rebel again with Sailor. Played 2 nights, February the 9th and 10th of 1976.
What do you reckon to Steve Harley's music?
What?
Steve Harley. What do you reckon to him?
I quite like it. It was all right. It was pub rocky. It was good. It was all right.
I've tried. I mean, I've seen him live a couple of times, and he's good live. I'm just not sure about. It's a bit like I get kind of. It's the same with Fleetwood, what they call Dr. Feelgood. Sort of pop rocky type bands. I like them, but I like them live. I don't like them on record. No so keen on them on record.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Like they're better live band than an album band. Yeah. Leonard Skinner and Clover played 2 nights, February the 9th and February the 10th, 1977.
That would have been a big and a half.
Mate. Remember last year we played a track from the Clover performance of that gig?
We did. It was brilliant.
That means that the Leonard Skinner would have recorded their concert too.
Yes.
And that would be some.
Love to get hold of that, man.
Yeah. Jack would love that. But that's the last time that the Judas Priest headlined the Apollo.
Leonard Skinner.
Leonard. Sorry, I just looked at it. Sorry, I looked at the wrong thing as I said that. I was anyway. Mate, it was an early start this morning.
Aye.
Judas Priest and the Electric Assassins played Sunday, February the 5th, 1978.
The English, I don't know them. What are they?
We talked about this last year, and I think they were not bad, actually. They were a not bad band, made up of lots of band members of other bands. I think that's what it was.
Were they? Right.
But they were not bad. They were not bad, actually.
There was a punk band called English Assassin. I remember them.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not sure these guys.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, this must be riveting for John. Bebox, he's not put us on mute and he's just tanning the vodka. Bebop Deluxe played June the 7th. June? What am I? June now? Tuesday, February the 7th, 1978. I think Butch just likes to see me in torture here. UFO and Liar played February the 7th, 1978.
That'd have been a good That'd have been a good gig, that.
Yeah.
UFO game there.
Yeah. I listened to Strangers of the Night again this week. Man, I've listened to that about 10 times in the last 2 weeks. It's a good album.
It's close to Lizzy, isn't it? As a live album, I think it's a pretty damn good.
Although it's not. Although I was reading the reviews and it said that what's his name? Phil Moog was commented. It's commented that he sounded remarkably like, what's his name? Mug? I don't know. Mog. Sorry, Phil. I was thinking of the synthesizer.
Mog. Who cares?
Mog, dog, whatever. He sounded remarkably like Bon Scott, and I was listening to the like, and I'm listening to it. I'm going.
No, he didn't.
I can't hear that.
No, I can't hear that at all.
Anyway. The Horselips. You got to be careful saying that. Horselips.
Yes.
February the 9th, 1979, as Ricky Price said. Folk rock. It was all right. It probably has its audience. The Enid and Wounded John Cree played Saturday, February the 10th, 1979. Right, man. Are you saying it's a proggy folk band?
Oh, they're very proggy, yeah. They're great fun. I've seen them. I saw them in Edinburgh a few years ago. They were terrific. But I tell you, there was more beards per square inch than I think I've ever seen in my life.
All right. What Gandalf guys there?
Lots of guys that were quite closely related to Gandalf and were quite well refreshed as well, if I remember
well. Good. Uriah Heep and Girls' School played Tuesday, February the 5th, 1980. That would have been a fine gig. Yeah,
absolutely.
A great gig, that. Yeah.
14. I was 13. I wouldn't have gone to see that. I was too young. Madness and the Modettes.
Fantastic.
February, you are being sarcastic. February 9th, 1980. That would have been good. You know, been ska. What was the dancing they did? Dancing up the hill. Yeah, they do that one step beyond up the.
Yeah.
They're a good entertaining band. They probably still are.
I know, brilliant.
Yeah, Emily Harris played in 1981.
Yeah.
February the 7th. I listened to her album. Yeah, it was all right. Country music. Couple of songs. She didn't really. I'm not sure she wrote a lot of her own songs. She was more of an interpreter of other people's songs. It was fine though. You know, he's good. Gary Glitter and the Strings played February the 11th, 1982. It must have been. He's gradually getting back to doing his Christmas gigs then. Stiff Little Fingers, The Alarm played February the 6th, 1983. They would be a good band.
That'd be brilliant.
They would be. They're a brilliant band. I saw them.
Fantastic band.
Years ago. I mean, Stiff Little Fingers, brilliant band. Loved them. They're a great band. And I watched some videos just to refresh myself about how good they are, and it was from the Barrowlands in 2016. Mental. Yes. It was mental. The audience were mental. The band were brilliant.
We have spoken to Jake a couple of times about coming on the show, haven't we, Andy? And he said he's going to come on. He's had a really busy schedule since.
Busy guy, mate. Busy guy.
But he's a huge. He's on the Facebook group quite often. Actually, he was telling me all the stuff that was getting said in the group, and I never even knew he was there. So yeah, he's a good supporter.
They're a great band. Great band. When I saw them, I've said this before. I hadn't listened to them for a long time, and I knew every word.
Says it all.
And the Alarm, they were gone down well.
They're brilliant.
That would be their 68 Guns kind of time, wasn't it?
Aye, it would have been running a bit then. I think.
Good band. The Stranglers, and I think I've got this wrong, but I think that's wrong, because someone said it was wrong on the Facebook groups. Wednesday, February 9th, 1983. Good gig, probably, for the Stranglers fans. I think, yeah. Going to do some T-shirts for the Stranglers as well. Saxon Battle Axe and Verity played on February 11th, 1984. How come we didn't go to see that?
I don't know. Well, that's just when I went to Edinburgh, isn't it? I went to Edinburgh September 84. So that'll be why I did.
February. What are you talking about?
Is it February? Oh, sorry. All right. I could have gone to that then.
February, mate. This is February. We're in February.
I'd have been working in an ice cream van.
Selling special ice cream.
Selling special ice cream, £15 a cone. Yes. Don't tell anybody. But yeah. Well, there, you've done it, mate. You've done it. Well done.
Are you all right? You happy now, Boots? You happy?
That was feedback. So that's what we do every week, John. That's how it seems. It's been quite funny, hasn't it? Because you see, this week it's quite busy, but some weeks it's in 2 pages, and some weeks there's like one line. Yeah. It's quite interesting watching the way the bands used to get booked by the various promoters and stuff. So well done, Andy, mate. Well done. Right.
Well done.
I wanted to just if you haven't seen on the Facebook group, folks, the get-together's back on, and I mentioned it last week, hoping to confirm it. It's now been confirmed by Lauders, and tickets are available. We've actually increased the tickets. We've now got 80 tickets for the pub, and it means we've got 14 tickets left. I suspect a few people will not be able to make it and will return their tickets. So if you do want to come, buy a ticket. There's only, let's say, 14 tickets left, so we're nearly sold out. Absolutely delighted. We're going to have something to eat that night as well. You can throw it at each other, but we can't confirm that until April. So I'll let you know about that. But it's the same. It's a £5 a ticket. It's still just a pint to get in. So should be a good night. I'm really chuffed that it's happening again. And thanks for all the support we've had on the Facebook group about that. It's been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I'm looking forward to that. Right, Mr. Muir, we're going to get you back in the spot again here, mate. Now, we've already spoken about this a wee bit, but I just wanted to, before Andy does his usual, the feedback this week has been incredible. And I mean, honestly, my wee bottom lip was wobbling at one point because it really was that amazing. Thanks, guys. And the chatter and the amount of abuse is second to none. So it's great, but it's been busy. So, Andy, have you got the stats there? Can you let us know where we're up to, mate?
Welcome to Andy Muir stumbling through more reading of stuff. Okay, new members. We had 120 last week.
That's mental.
I think it's more than that. I think it's about 100. It's probably 130 now.
That's the most new members we've had probably since the beginning of lockdown.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's very good, indeed. That means we're over 11,000, as you said, 11,000 members. Although we're not in it for the likes.
I would like them though.
Obviously, yeah. Active members 7,000. Well, nearly 7,100 active members in the last week.
That's the thing that gets me, how 7,000 people were active on the site. That's why it was so brilliant this week. 7,000 people. And that sells the Apollo out twice.
Yeah.
You know.
That's good. It's very good.
Very good.
86 posts. A few of them were hilarious. I saw a few funny ones. Like, 1,600 comments, 7,000 reactions. And also, there's a stat that Facebook tells us that it's 50,000 people viewed stuff on the web pages, on the Facebooks. So that's great. That's good. So, and that's not necessarily members. That's everyone on Facebook having a little look. That's great. Very good. So that's it.
Do you think other I was looking at other venues and trying to work out if any of them. There's not one I'm aware of. You know of any, John, that get quite the same level of support from fans?
Well,
I mean, the Barrowlands is quite popular, I think.
Oh yeah, Barrowlands is popular. Also, I'm on the Rainbow Rainbow page, not the Rainbow page, but the Rainbow Theatre in London Facebook page.
All right, okay.
It's a similar idea to this, except they don't have as many people commenting, but
yeah,
it's quite good. It's a good.
No, the Apollo. I don't know if it's just because Scots or whatever, but the Apollo is infamous, like all over the place. You know what I mean? It's like, I was still too kind of young to unfortunately go, but it's still infamous. No matter if you're a rocker or whatever, no matter, or just a music lover, no matter what age you are, I think most people have heard of it, and that's a special thing as well. It's
yes,
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Who's this? Pete's World on YouTube says we're in it for the chicks, obviously. Yeah, mate. Yeah,
yeah mate.
Yeah, in it for the chicks. Yeah. Look at me. Yeah, I'm in for the chicks. Yeah.
So we're nearly there. Thank God, says John. There's another things that have happened this week I just wanted to tell everybody about. The other thing that I'm doing on Tuesday, I'm interviewing Andy Scott from the Suite for the show next Friday. I'm really chuffed about that because I think the Suite are one of the bands that I didn't think I liked the Suite. I was too young to be really in the middle of the Suite's peak time, but I went back and started to listen to them. Yeah, I went back and started to listen to them, Andy. A lot of folk were saying to me, you need to listen to them better than you think they are. And you know what? They are. So I'm really looking forward to interviewing him. And he's just down the road as well, which is quite nice. But so if anybody's got any questions for Andy, he's the last live member of the original lineup. And if you any questions for Andy, please let me know. That would be fantastic. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And Pete's just saying there they could play. Yeah, they really could. Amazing. Not the band I thought they were at all. The other one that came across recently that were a Apollo band as well was Praying Mantis. I didn't like them in the 80s. They were too heavy metal for me. They went just a wee bit too far. They're doing now is it's almost like prog. It's amazing. So with them as well. Thanks to them, see if we can get them on the show. I think they're going to come on. So it'd be great to have a chat with them as well. So that's another piece of news that I think is pretty cool to have a legend like Andy on the show. He's dead keen as well. He's got his trophy out all polished to show us all. So we'll see that next Friday. So without any further ado, I think but there's one other thing I'm going to play a little bit more music because all over the group this week, this band have been getting plaudits, whether it's been their live performances, the brilliant film that they made, and how underrated they are just as a band. I mean, I think everybody again thinks they're like some sort of pop outfit, and of course I'm talking about Slade. So I played this song once before, about 3 months ago maybe, but I've queued it up because it's such. I don't hear. Are you a Slade fan, John?
Not really.
Well, you should, John. You should hear their version of a song. They do a song called Rocker.
Yeah.
Not a million miles away from AC/DC's version of Rocker, but you know, it's all Chuck Berry anyway.
Absolutely.
Check Heather Davison on the text there, trying to get some brownie points to you. Look.
Well, you know, she's probably after a free ticket or something, John.
Aye, well.
So this is Slade. Now, if you've not heard Slade for a long time, just listen to how good this band is. What a band.
For what you are about to receive
You can Tommy's saying you can stick your Ramones bootsy. Noddy was the man. Absolutely brilliant. What a band.
Certainly a lot better than Merry Christmas, everyone. Anyway, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
So
they are a rock band. They are a brilliant rock band.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I maybe have to give them a little bit more of a listen.
Listen to the song Rocker. You'll be like,
it's absolutely brilliant. So John, I hope you've enjoyed being on the show tonight with us, mate. It's been a pleasure having you on.
It's been great, guys. Thanks very much.
And I look forward to grabbing a pint with you in a couple of months' time. And I hope you update folk on where the lineup is, because I know you've had some dodgy news where the Wild Hearts have drawn out, haven't they? So what you hope to do?
So the Wild Hearts are having some internal issues at the moment. So like their management team and have basically pulled all their gigs till July. So so we're currently looking for our special guest band for the Saturday night. There has been a few offers went out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because it's too close, we're only talking a few months away now. Most bands are unavailable, so I will admit we are struggling a bit just now. I do have another couple of offers out that I'm hoping to hear over either the weekend or early next week. But if there's anyone listening that I don't know can pull a superstar band out the bag for BONFEST, then feel free to get in touch.
Excellent. Well, to be honest, John, I know this is not what you want to hear, but these bands that you have that are second on the bill are bloody good anyway, mate. So nobody's going to have there's not going to be many complaints, I don't think, if you.
No, and that's why we've done it. I mean, like, and a lot of the bands have been really good with this as well, asking like, oh, why are we second to an AC/DC sort of tribute band? But it's not like that, you know. It's
No.
I hear Gun want to play, but unfortunately they're touring in Holland. They're really good. So Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons and Phil Rod and all that, like they were, like they did question it, but once we explained that this is what we do and we'll build them as a special guest band. Every band we've had on that middle slot has been absolutely fantastic, you know. So
brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, and I hope we can get a beer, as I said, in a couple of months, mate. It's been great.
I'll absolutely promise. I'll make a point of it, Scott. Okay, as long as you're paying, of course.
Oh, of course, that's kind of par for the course these days. Anyway, so everybody, thanks for that. I always end up having to pay. It seems to be part of my life at the moment. Anyway, folks, if you'd like to continue the conversation, Mr. Muir, our technical wizard here, has managed to come up with an easy link for you to get onto the Zoom tonight. So rather than that big long Zoom address we used to have, it's now just www.glasgowapollo.com/Zoom. And that is just a load of nonsense, drinking and stories and chatting and all the rest. It's just a bit of nonsense. It's great fun. If anybody would like to join us, you've been more than welcome. We've had new people join us in the last few weeks, which is nice. But we hope you enjoyed the show. And Andy, how you doing? You enjoy the show tonight, mate?
Yeah, it's very good. Thanks, John, for coming on.
That's been cool.
Thanks for having me. Brilliant.
And don't forget that this T-shirt revolution that Mr. Muir has been working on is amazing. I mean, the response we've had to these T-shirts and how Andy's designed them has been absolutely fantastic. It was great when the skin. Did you see the feedback on the skin of the ones, Andy?
Yes.
Folk are going bananas for these things. So they're classy looking T-shirts, and it's a great idea. So,
well, I've got to put up the AC/DC ones soon as well.
You got them done, have you?
Yeah. Well, I was sort of debating whether to do. You know what people are like. If you do something different, if you do something different, people go, "Oh, it costs too much." I can't help it. That's how much it costs. So I'm going to do. I thought about putting the set list on the back.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. A bit of fiddle, though, is it? No,
it's all right.
No, all right, okay.
It's very.
I'll buy one of them for sure.
Yeah,
they're really nice, John.
One sale. Do not complain about the cost. Do you know?
They're not too expensive at the moment. They're on sale, aren't they? So they're all right.
They're on sale, yeah. But it's people. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not a customer service person.
No, you definitely are not. No, you definitely are not. So thanks for tuning in, everybody.
John probably knows how it is to deal with the public. So
who?
John probably knows.
He gets thousands of them in. So
yeah.
Because John, we're hoping to do an Apollo Con next year, so we might need to pick your brains on how to do it because we've got no bloody idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
no worries, guys. Happy to help.
Thanks very much. Thanks to everybody for tuning in to Glasgow Polo Live. Remember, there's a replay on Sunday at 12:30 UK time, which is very popular with our friends across the water. Good night from me, Scott MacArthur, from him, Andy Muir, and from him, John Crawford. Good night, everybody. Hopefully we'll see you over on Zoom.